Well, hello there. Welcome to your monthly numerology here at Readings at the Round Table. I'm Jennifer. We may have met before. And this is your numerology for June 2025. So, full disclosure, I've recorded this intro a couple of times. One time, my sound went out and I didn't notice. So now I have the little sound bar right in front of me. So hopefully I won't miss it if my sound completely conks out like it has in the past. Second, my little friend back here, Mouse, yeah, he has disrupted a couple of recordings, but no matter what happens this time, even if he gets in the way, I'm going to soldier on. That's what we're going to do. So let's get to it. June. All right, now I'm going to do the overview of astrology, and it is a very quick snapshot kind of overview. I usually do not cover a lot of the aspects, especially aspects with the moon and Mercury, because they move really fast, right? However, today I am going to cover a few aspects that I think are important, and that's where I'm going to leave that. So we're starting off June. June 6th, we have Venus moving into Taurus. And Venus loves being in Taurus because Venus rules Taurus and Libra. So Venus loves being in Taurus. It's a very happy place. I think this is going to be a good time for all. Money-wise and romance. Mostly when it's in Taurus, it's about money. It's about material things. But, it still has that little bit of a connection with love. On the 8th, we have Mercury moving into Cancer. But before Mercury moves into Cancer, which is about 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Mercury is going to be conjunct Jupiter in Gemini. So while Mercury is still in Gemini, Mercury is going to be conjunct Jupiter. And that's some good luck, because our planet of communication is conjunct our planet of luck. I love that because, I'm double ruled by Mercury. Yeah, good times. So lots of stuff going on with that. However, Mercury does move into Cancer about 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the 8th. Then on the 9th, Jupiter decides to jump ship and join Mercury in Cancer. So Jupiter moves into Cancer as well. This is a much happier place for Jupiter. It's not that Gemini was a bad place for Jupiter. It's just that Gemini is opposing the sign that Jupiter rules, because Jupiter rules Sagittarius. So that's an opposition that usually they're not happy, opposing the sign that they're ruling, these planets. So this is a happier place for Jupiter. Jupiter is going to be in a good space for the next 12 months in Cancer. Now, we have a lot of aspects on this day, a lot of aspects. The ones that are really important is the moon is square Mars, Mercury is square Neptune and Saturn, because Neptune and Saturn are right there together in Aries. Venus is square Pluto. So there are some squares that I just feel like are really important. And nowadays, when things are squaring Saturn, it's squaring Neptune as well. And it's it's kind of a double whammy with those squares in Aries. So just letting you know, and you can take a deep dive with some of these other wonderful, wonderful astrologers on YouTube and Instagram and listen to what they're saying about these squares. Because a lot of times the astrologers will cover them a couple of days before it happens. So that way I'm telling you when it's going to happen and you can go check it out. Okay, on the 11th, we have a full moon in Sagittarius that hits its peak at 3:44 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I love a full moon in Sag. Oh my gosh. Full moon in Sagittarius is just so much fun. It really is. Oh my gosh. Yeah, again, you always want to invite a Sagittarius to your party, right? Yeah. So on the 17th, we have Mars moving into Virgo. It is a good place for Mars. It is very, I mean, this is a very analytical fight. Maybe not one that you want to pick. I'm just saying. So with Mars and Leo, Mars is already fiery. I mean, it rules Aries. And so Mars and Leo is a very fiery, like, you know, we bring fire to the fight, right? Being in Virgo, Mouse, what are you doing? Please don't knock down the camera. I really do love this cat. Mars in Virgo is still going to be a tiny little bit fiery, but it's going to be more analytical, and it's still a bite that stings, let me tell you. But Mars in Virgo is going to want to take things apart and just be like, and you did this in 1987, and you did this in 1992, and this in 2006. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the Virgo energy with that fun-filled, like, Mars. So on the 20th, we have the sun moving into Cancer, and we have summer solstice. Oh my gosh, I love summer solstice. It's just an incredible time of the year. On the 25th, we have a new moon in Cancer that hits its peak at 6:32 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. It is square Saturn and Neptune. Luckily, it does move really quickly because the moon moves really fast. So it is square Saturn and Neptune. Not like it's not the worst thing, but I'm not loving all these squares with Saturn and Neptune involved. Again, I encourage you to take a look, and I encourage you to look up like the squares in astrology and what's going on, because this is about numerology, and this is just an overview of the astrology of the month, so you can kind of see what's going to happen with your life path number. On the 26th, we have Mercury moving into Leo. So Mercury in Leo is just right out there. Oh my gosh, Mercury in Leo wants to be seen, wants to be like right on top. I mean, you know, this is an Oscar winner right here, Mercury in Leo. So Mercury in Leo is a lot of fun, very talkative, and definitely like right up front wanting to be seen. It's really awesome. So at the end of the month, at the end of June, we have Saturn and Neptune in Aries, Venus and Uranus in Taurus, Jupiter and the Sun in Cancer, Mercury in Leo, Mars and South Node in Virgo, Pluto in Aquarius, and Pluto's retrograde right now. And we still have North Node in Pisces. So we have 3 planets in fire, 3 plus North Node in, 3 plus South Node in Earth, 1 plus North Node and the Sun in water, and 1 in air. It's very exciting planetary-wise. I know. I really do feel like it's a good month. I mean, I never look at any month as just going, oh my gosh, I can't believe we're going to be in this. No, because there's good and bad in everything, and there's always a shadow side, right? Right. But if you're prepared for it, it doesn't like pull you into like a sinkhole. Yeah, that's all I'm saying. All right, so for the crystal of the month for June, oh my gosh. So, I looked up a couple of things about this lovely crystal. It is citrine. So excited. And all of the publications and the website that I used to find the information for citrine are listed in my description below. I used the Healing Oracle Crystal Healing Cards by Rachelle Charman, the Encyclopedia of Crystals by Judy Hall, and this wonderful website that I found, and I love talking about some of these websites that I found, is Tiny Rituals. So please go check them out. They're pretty awesome. I love finding these places that, you know, talk about these crystals, and it's just fantastic. It's awesome. So go check them out, please. This is citrine, and of course, this is not going to be in focus. Why? Why is this not in focus? I mean, there we go. Thank you, Canon. All right, so this, the card that I pulled is from the Healing Oracle Crystal Reading Cards, Citrine, and it's about abundance. But that's not all. Oh my gosh. So citrine, you can find it in like a sort of milky white color. You can find it really clear, tumbled, rough. You know, they come in all. And really pale orange, like a really light yellow, or a darker orange. And I have examples of all. These are the ones. Okay, let me try that again. The chakras that citrine really, really hits home with is the sacral and the solar plexus. It does work on all chakras, but the sacral and the solar plexus are the biggest ones. It's the number one thing that you want to bring in with those two chakras. And I really, solar plexus is my favorite chakra, so I think we've talked about that before. I do have two examples that have small Herkimer diamonds in them. It's really kind of cool. And I picked up some extra ones because, again, I'm re-recording this because of my little incident. But I picked up some extra ones from a local shop called Heart, Soul, and Art. And these are so pretty. Oh, I can't wait to show them to you. So I'll pull these in just a minute and show them to you on the overhead camera. But some of the places that I read in in the cards and in the book, was that they never need to be cleansed. But I also read it, like, again, and I can't remember which one of these in the website or the publications, the best way to cleanse them is to sit them in the sun or to run them underwater. Now, I typically sit all of my crystals out in the full moon to like clear and cleanse my crystals. However, there are crystals that prefer the sun. There are crystals that prefer just like sitting on like earth. There are crystals that prefer just running underwater to clear them and cleanse them. I don't know if this crystal really does have to be cleansed or not, but I choose to clear and cleanse my crystals because let me tell you something. I get my money's worth out of these crystals. I use the crap out of them all the time. So just letting you know. This particular crystal is an amazing energy clearing stone. It absorbs, transmutes, and grounds negative energy. It attracts abundance, so it's perfect to put in your wealth corner with feng shui. It promotes joy, inner calm. It increases energy, and like if you're working in a creative space and you need to increase your creativity, this is going to be your best friend. Really is. This is a crystal that brings in the joy and magic of life. I mean, it really is associated with the sun. So there's a lot of joy here. This is a great stone for emotional balance. This is perfect stone for the 9-year that we're in for the numerology because it helps us to shift out old patterns of negativity and reverse self-destructive behavior. Thank you, Mouse, for cleaning yourself. Like right here, I'm just going to try to block him. I mean, really, he's going to like take a bath on camera. I told you I was just going to let this go. I mean, it's really so good. This crystal is definitely a fantastic purification crystal on all levels. I mean, it can cleanse all chakras, but it's really, really associated with the sacral and the solar plexus. It assists in manifesting wealth and abundance. It is a super awesome, fantastic crystal. Now, let me move my notes out of the way so I can show you some of these awesome crystals. Okay, sorry, stuff got disconnected. Okay, so these are clear and milky crystals, but these are the citrine that I bought from that lovely store, Heart, Soul, and Art here in Marietta. These are so awesome. Then I have some that like I've had for a long time. This is also another tumbled stone that's, you can see it's more milky, right? But you can see the yellow in it. Here's some that are not as clear, and these aren't tumbled. These are just the rough stones. so pretty. And this is one that has the herkimer in it. I also have another one that has the herkimer in it. Hang on. Oh, yep, right here. And you see how dark this one is? You see the darkness of the citrine? Isn't that just gorgeous? And these are ones that I have sitting on altars in my house and right over here in my wealth corner, you know. But oh, those are so pretty. Here's another one that is sort of, it's not exactly a smoky, but it's a lighter one. I think it is called a smoky citrine. One that has a little bit of a darker citrine in it. Then someone gave me this as a gift, and I keep it beside my bed. It's just a little vial of citrine. I love it. I love it. I love it. So there's all the citrine examples that I have. So you can find it. And I have some jewelry, but I've packed it up because I am going to do a pop-up shop. I do have some jewelry that I think is just fantastic to wear, like really close to the skin. It's awesome. So all of that being said, I'm really excited about June. I am. And before I get into your individual numerology, I will be pulling from for advice cards today, I will be pulling from Moonology, the Oracle cards, and the Goddess Guidance Oracle deck. There we go. Thank you, Canon. The Goddess Guidance Oracle deck, those are the cards I will be pulling from today. And as usual, I will be reading from the Moonology book because there's so much information in that booklet that I can't ignore it. So I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful June. And let's stay tuned and see what's going on with your individual life path numbers. Life Path 33. This is going to be a crazy, dynamic, and creative month for you. It really is. June is a 3 month for you, Life Path 33. And it does sound like that's a lot of threes, isn't it? Yes, but you really have a lot in common with the 3 vibration. You do. By the way, my eyes are sort of leaking, especially this one. Because I got wig glue in my eye and now both eyes are watering because of the lights. So just letting you know what's going on with my eyes during this lovely video. But it's just a little red. But it's okay. I am going to the doctor. They're not currently open. I will be going to the doctor to have them look at my eye after getting wig glue in my eye. Let's not talk about that. Okay, so the vibration of the 3, the mantra of the 3 is I am creativity and vibrant expression. That sounds very similar to yours, but I'm not finished. Sharing my authentic voice freely. The vibration of the 3 is all about self-expression. Whether that self-expression is coming out in music, in writing, in art, in speaking, it's about self-expression. It's very much a vibration of communication. Communicating thoughts and emotions, communicating and being very open with this is how I feel, this is what I need. Being able to speak your truth is a huge, huge part of the vibration of the 3. But the other part is very creative. It's very artistic. It's very artistic, it's very imaginative, and it's very creative and cheerful. Cheerful, even. Cheerful, yeah. Now, with this vibration being all about expression and self-expression, you may see a lot of family ups and downs during this vibration, during this time. Because it is, when people are expressing themselves, it sort of rocks the boat, right? It can. So just be aware of that, and just be aware that it's okay to express yourself, but freedom of thoughts and speech should not cause injury to others, and it does not give you the license to cause injury to others. Now, I say that to everyone that is in the vibration of a 3, if we're in the vibration of a 3 year, or if you are a 3 life path, which obviously you're not. But I'm just saying, I tell everyone that, so don't take it personally. Yeah. The lesson of the 3 is communicating emotions openly and letting go of judgments of the self and others. Now, again, I want to point out that there's a lot of similarities between the 3 and the 33. It's not as similar as you and the 6 because you carry the vibration of the 6 life path as well. However, your mantra is ecstatically and lovingly, I share my creative essence with the world. That's definitely creativity, isn't it? Yeah. 33, you know you're a strong-willed number. You know you're very dynamic, but balance is so important with your life path. Balance is so important with you because you are very strong-willed, you are very creative, you are all about supporting others' self-expression. That with you being so dynamic, you also have to pull back a little bit and just like let things kind of fall where they are, not trying to control them and not trying to judge others because they're not doing the same thing that you are. That's a hard one. It's a hard one because you're here to help people open their eyes and their minds to something else that's a possibility. But when you're trying to control the situation, it doesn't lend itself there. It doesn't help it out, does it? No. So while you're out there sharing your creativity with the world and being like this wonderful, dynamic example of abundant spiritual growth, the lesson of the 33 is finding acceptance of the self and others while seeking your vision outside of your comfort zone. So where we're at here is there is a little bit of, sorry, I don't want to mess up the microphone, but there is a little bit of judginess on both sides. There is. And girl, I'm a Virgo. I am a Virgo. Judginess, hello, it's in my DNA. I mean, it really is. So I get it. I get it. But the problem is, and this is what happens when we're in that vibration of a 3, is that we start judging ourselves so harshly that that cup overflows into everyone else. When we start judging other people really harshly, we need to stop and go, whoa, 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 whoa. I need to bring it back because that means I have judged myself so much that it's now overflowing into other people. Bring it back and start looking around. Because the shadow sides of the 3 is judging the self and others too harshly, being unable to speak or communicate your emotions openly. And when we have that, then that starts turning into exaggerations, getting gossipy, and really, really being pessimistic. It's not a good look for any of us. It's not. Especially this dynamic 33 that you are, because you are awesome. You really are. Now, the shadow sides of the 33 is lack of acceptance in self and others. I didn't use the word judgy, but lack of acceptance, same. It's the same but different, right? But it can cause a domino effect here. Unable to move out of your comfort zone and seeing the glass as half empty instead of half full. So having a tendency to focus on the dark instead of the light comes into play here. And really being in the vibration of a 3 can make you dip down into that pessimism. And that's not what we want to do here. What we want to do is acknowledge that we feel that way, right? And say, yep, I'm feeling that way. But start working our way out of it. Come out of it, because that's honestly what you're here for. You're here to show people that there is no wrong way of self-expression, and you're a fine example of it. All right, let's see what advice cards we get for you for the month of June. Sorry, I thought I saw my phone light up. I think the wig glue is now, like, my eyes are watering really bad, but like I'm getting all congested, but too much information is coming. But I also have been having like massive hot flashes because of the lights. It's just hot in here. So I turned up the fan, and now I'm like, oh, what did I do? Ooh, fast, independent. Oh, your independence is a foundation for your strength and success. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I love that. Look at all the cats around her. I wonder if she has the same issues I do. I mean, she's an Egyptian goddess, right? Your independence is a foundation for your strength and success. I love it. Ooh, new moon in Pisces. Meditate and contemplate. Okay. That really goes hand in hand. It does. I know it doesn't seem like it, but in order for you to really like embrace your independence, you might need to meditate and contemplate. All right, let's see what this card says. This card speaks of dreams and romance, of soulmates and poetry. It suggests that there's a new start coming your way that's connected to a matter that leaves you feeling somewhere between having your head in the clouds and being in a totally altered state. Wow. There could be confusion and disappointment if that's what you had before and that's what you're expecting. However, if you're onto a good thing, then wish hard, because the words of your soul and your heart could help bring about the manifestation of your dreams. If all that sounds a little wet and watery, then that's Pisces for you. Well, that's true. This is the last sign of the zodiac, and the new moon in Pisces card can suggest a last-ditch chance to make your dreams come true. Use your feelings to guide your way. Logic won't work right now. That's why you need to meditate and contemplate. Yeah. Thank you so much for joining me today, Life Path 33. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful June. Enjoy that summer solstice. And until we see each other again, get out there and make your magic. Bye.